One of the key to Facebook advertisement is targeting. So in this video, we're going to be talking about all about targeting. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rudo, and here I share tips and tricks on how to build, market, and scale online. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to know that notification button so that you don't miss any other videos like this where I share tips and tricks on how to build, market, and scale your online business. When it comes to Facebook ads, targeting is how you put your ads in front of the right audience. And that right audience, the audience who's going to buy your products or services. So you have to use targeting to find the people who are most likely to buy your products or services. So with targeting, you're putting your ads in front of the most likely people to buy your products and services based on their location, based on their interest, based on their behaviors, based on the demographic, and based on Facebook page or Instagram page connections. If you're not aware, you can run ads from your Facebook Ads Manager onto Instagram as well using the same platform. So yeah, you can run your ads from Facebook and on Instagram using the same ad. So all those connections, you can target all those people who have previously engaged with you using your targeting. Undoubtedly, targeting is the key to getting the results that you're looking for with your ads, right? So to see that success, you need to be able to target well so that you get your most likely people to buy your products and services at the end. And that's the success you want, right? Let's get into the Ads Manager and I'll show you more about how you do your targeting on Facebook ads. So when you're in the Business Manager, when you're doing your targeting, so targeting is all about the audience, right? So we want to put our ads in front of those people who are most likely to become buyers of our products and services. So you could have a custom audience that you have created that you can then put here and target that customer audience. So you can create custom audience that you can target or use saved audience that you can use and then also target as well. But that's more if you've been running your ads for a while and you've created those audiences, you've put that audience that you can then later on target, such as lookalikes, right? Or people who have already viewed your content or add to cart before, you can create audiences of those people and then retarget them again. But for this video, we're going to be focused on basic targeting, right? So with the location here, you can choose which countries that you want to target, right? So you can say Canada, or you can just come here and type the country that you want to target, right? So if it's like United Kingdom, you can choose that, right, as well. So this is where you get to choose all the places that you want to target. So you can type any country that you want to target over here. So that's you targeting this person based on the location of where they are. But that stems down to if you know who is your ideal client, right? So for targeting to be effective, you need to know who is your ideal client. You've done your research and you know where they are. So the next thing that you can do, you can target someone based on age. So here's where you can choose the age groups of your people you want to target, right? So you can say from whatever age group, depending on who is your target clients, right? And up to whatever age of your target audience. So here, this is where you change all that so that you can target your audience based on their age. And then here is where you target people based on their gender. So you just click on that and change. If it's a product that is just for females only, I just choose here and just target female only, right? And if it's a product that doesn't matter whether it's a female or male, you just leave it here and put it all. So here under detailed demographic, this is where you can do targeting based on demographics or based on interest or based on behaviors, right? So you can even drop down to see how you can target someone based on their demographic, right? It could be through their education, financial, or life events, whether they're parents or single parents, or how many kids they have, the relationship, whether they're married or not, or whether they are working right now or not, right? So these are the types of demographics that you can target when it comes to Facebook, right? So if you click on it, it will show you more stuff, right? If you keep on going down, you can see who you can target based on that as well. And then when it comes to interest, right, it shows you all the different industries that you can target people in, right? Whether it's business, entertainment, family, relationship, what kind of interest are they interested in, right? If it's a food product, then you have to target about the kind of foods they might be interested in, right? In hobbies, all that, right? So you can even click it down and see what kind of hobbies it is. Is it about traveling? And under traveling, it gives you so many options of what kind of interest when it comes to traveling. Maybe it's just about cruising, right? So then you choose cruising here. So if you don't want to do the drop down, you can also just type here the interest, right? So let's say if it's golf, if you type it down here, it shows you golf. And the also thing with Facebook, after you have choose your interest, you also have this button which says suggestions. So if you click on it, it gives you all the other suggestions about similar interest to the one you've put here under the interest, right? So you have golf club because they put golf there, right? And you have vacations because it's similar to cruise, you have travel. So Facebook actually makes it much easier for you to then come up with other interests. Let's say if you're pulling a blank, right? You can think of anything else. You can use the suggestions and then try out all this interest and test them out to see if they will work for you, if you'll get any results when it comes to your advertisements, right? So this is where you get to do all that, right? So remember, this is where you can target someone based on their demographic, their interest, and their behaviors, and you just type them here. And also you can do advanced things where you can exclude people based on behaviors, right, too, as well, or narrow your audience as well, right? So when it comes to excluding, let's say I said I'm interested in people who are golfing, right? So I can also exclude people who might say, okay, these are not going to be the ideal people who are going to be buying my products when it comes to golf, right? So maybe it's someone who already have a golf club and they have lots of them. They don't need to buy another golf club, right? So you can do that and just exclude someone who owns a golf club, right? So I'm just giving this as an example, right? So you can exclude golf club. So this is how you get to do that, right? And then when it comes to narrowing your audience, it's the same thing. You can narrow your audience even further, right? Because when you just say golf, yeah, it's broad, right? But you can narrow it even further and say, okay, this person has to like golf, but also has to like, let's say, let's put an interest in Tiger Woods, right? Tiger Woods. There we go. So we're narrowing down to say, okay, target people who love golf, but they also have to like Tiger Woods as well, right? So you're narrowing it even down, right? From that big, broad audience to those people who love golf and also love Tiger Woods. So that's how you narrow down using your that button which says narrow your audience, right? So that it's more laser target when it comes to running your ads. So that's how you can do that in this section as well. And also you can do the languages, right? So depending what language you're running your ads in, right? So if it's French, you want to target people who only speak French, who can read your ads, right? There's no point of running your ads in French to people who can't read or understand French, right? So this is where you can do that and choose that selection so that you target people who only speaks French, right? So you're narrowing down your targeting using your languages as well. So also here where it says more options, this is where you have more options about the engagements they have had with you, right? The connections they have on your page as well. So you can also use targeting based on that, right? So let's say you're running an ad, an engagement ad, right? You just want to target people who have had some form of connections with you. And these are the options they have in terms of connections. So you can choose people who currently like your page, people similar to those who currently like your page. You can exclude people who currently like your pages, right? So you can do also the same thing for apps and also for events, right, as well. So this is something on a more advanced side of things if you're doing an advanced strategy, right, where you want to be excluding certain people who have liked your page for whatever reason, right? So you can do that and do those targeting based on that, because you might want to run an ads where you want to maximize on the amount you're spending so that you don't waste it on people, or certain people who have had some certain connection with your page, depending what kind of ad you're running and what kind of strategy you're using as well, right? But here, this is where you get to do that. This is where you find those page connections and target people based on that as well. So when you've created all these options, all these targeting interests here, you can also, if you don't want to be repeating the same thing, you can also save this audience, right? And when you save this audience, next time when you run your ads, you can just come back up here and just choose the saved audience section, right, that we discussed about here. So you can name it whatever name, and then next time when you're running ads wanting to target the same way that you've targeted here, you just come here and choose that saved audience that you have saved over here. So that's how you do your targeting. I'm also going to show you another way if you're wondering who to even target. If you are not quite sure, you have to do your research in terms of who to target, right? Facebook has this powerful tool called Audience Insight that you can use to get more understanding of audiences to target, right, with your ads. So you can come here and choose which location you want, right? So let's say we're going to go to, let's choose United States this time. And then for age and gender, we'll leave it at 18, and maximum we'll leave it like that. We're gonna leave it as all. And the interest, you can choose one interest, right? So let's say I'll choose, depending on where, we'll go back to tiger woods, right? If you're gonna use that interest. So when we enter that interest, the audience insight will tell us that for those people who like Tiger Woods, right, there is about 65% of them are male who like Tiger Woods, and only 35% are female who like Tiger Woods. So that will tell you, give you an idea of who to target, right, in terms of age and gender, right? So you can tell most people who are 65 and more of the female ones are more likely to like Tiger Woods, and then the younger group, right, like from 25 to 65, they're the ones who like Tiger Woods in terms of males, right? So you can see all those demographic information, right? And then you've been able to know who to target when it comes to your ads, right? You can even see the relationship status that you can target. You can see there's mainly married people, and you can see the education levels. They all have college education, and you can see all even the job titles, right? The people who are more interested, you can see how many of those people, what kind of jobs they have as well. So it gives you so much information when it comes to the audience insight, right? Then you have a better chance to target the most people who are likely to buy your products and services when you have a better understanding of them, right? So Facebook helps you with that as well. And if you go here where it says page likes, so Facebook even shows you even more, like they tell you about what kind of pages those people were interested in Tiger Woods like as well, right? And this is also going to give you more options of other interests that you can target, right? So you can then also go and target like Nike Golf, you can go and target PGA Tour and all this stuff, right? So it's giving you all these options. Even the interest you can see here. Here you can also see the page likes they like, right? You can see like the rock bottom golf. We can see the relevance to that, the audience size, the Facebook size it is, the affinity size as well, right? You can see all this stuff. And if you wanted to do more advanced search of the ideal clients, right? Based on this, you can even click on this and to see more. So here it shows you that page, right? And then you can even look around to see what kind of things are being shared on that, right? So that you have a better understanding of your audience to see what do they like about this page, right? And you can see the audience sizes and everything, right? And see if it's active and all the stuff, right? So this is part of that research to get to understand your ideal client that you can use. That Facebook helps you with that audience insight, right? And gives you all that information. And you have all these options now to even use for targeting and test those audiences. It also shows you the locations, right? Like where they are located within the United States. If you wanted to just target based on those locations or those cities or on those states, right? So it shows you all those stuff to say how many people, where they're located. So as you can see, there's people in Texas, Michigan, Kentucky, all that, right? It shows you. And then the activities shows you all that as well, right? Like whereabouts are they more, as you can see, most of the interaction comes from the mobiles, right? But there is also like people using both desktop and mobile, right? It shows you all those stuff, even the types of devices they're using, right? As you can see, most of them are using iPhones and how many people are using Android, right? So this helps you when it comes to your targeting with your ads, right? So you'll be able to use all this gained knowledge from going through your audience insights and trying different interests here to see what kind of information, what kind of insights you can get, right? What kind of information you can gain so that you have a better understanding of the audience and a better understanding of how to even target those people most likely to become buyers of your products and services. So this is a little tip for you to play around on the audience interest and try out a different interest and create a list of those interests and demographics and behaviors and all those areas of how to target someone, right? That way you have a variety of things that you can use to target to have a better chance to get success with your ads. But this is where you get to do that. So with all that gained insights, right, from all that information that you've gained from them, now you can come here and use all those information, right? So let's say for the age, right, if we were to go back to that golf, we saw that mostly people from age of 25 were more interested in golf, right? So you can now even change that and choose who is most likely, right? And do so that it's mainly males, so you can do that and change all that, right? So then you can try all those other interests and test them out, right? So the game when it comes to Facebook, it's all about testing to see what works, right? You have to be patient. You have to test different interests, different behaviors, and all the stuff until you find the one which works for you. And once you find the one that works for you, all you need to do is to maximize and scale that ad until whenever it doesn't work anymore, right? So this is how you do targeting. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them below in the comment section and I'm here to help you out. You can also connect with me on Instagram if you have any questions about running Facebook ads. I hope you found this video useful and you like it. Make sure you share with others that might find this video useful as well. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification button so that you don't miss any other videos like this where I share tips and tricks on how to grow your business online. So for now, stay strong, stay positive, continue building the business that you love, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.